Hi, today we will discuss how change of state of matter takes place. By changing the amount of energy carried by the molecules, the state of matter can be changed. If the molecules gain heat energy, they start moving faster and away from one another. And when the molecule lose heat energy, they slow down and move closer to each other. You can see here in the picture, when we start heating the solid, the solid molecules start vibrating. They will start moving apart from each other, and the stage come that they become so much apart that that intermolecular space will increase so much that they turn to the liquid. If we are going on heating the liquid, again the liquid molecules start vibrating, going apart from each other. That is a thermal expansion, and the stage come, the molecules are so much apart from each other that the liquid will turn to the gas molecules. There are the various terms we use for the change of state of matter. Let me understand one by one in the detail. First thing is the melting or the fusion. As I told you, when we start heating the solid molecules absorb the heat and they start vibrating. If we continue to heat, the solid molecules will vibrate more. They will expand. There is expansion happen. These molecules start moving from each other. That is a thermal expansion happen. And when we continue heating them, these molecules, the solid molecules become so much apart that the intermolecular space increase so much that the solid will turn to the liquid. Not all solid molecules turn to the liquid at a time, but they will turn slowly, and as they are slowly changing few molecules of the solid into the liquid, the temperature of the this solid will not change. It remain the constant. And when we talk about this process is called melting or fusion. And when we're talking about, again just mention you here the definition of the melting. The process of conversion of solid into its liquid state is called the melting or fusion. And this process of conversion of solid into the liquid takes place at a particular temperature. And that temperature is known as the melting point or the fusion point. Different substances have the different melting point. For example, the melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius because the ice starts changing into the water at 0 degrees Celsius. Next, opposite to the melting is the freezing. When we start cooling the liquid molecules lose energy, their vibration reduces, and as the vibration reduces, they will start coming closer to each other. The intermolecular space decreases, and when the intermolecular space decreases, intermolecular force of attraction become very high, and liquid will turn to the solid, and this process is called the freezing. It takes place at a particular temperature. The freezing takes place at a particular temperature, and that temperature is called the freezing point. And one thing I just wanted to tell you, melting point and the freezing point, the temperature will be always same. Next is the boiling or the vaporization. When we heat the liquid molecules, its molecules gain more kinetic energy. They start moving faster, and as a result, the intermolecular space between them increases. As a result, temperature at a certain temperature, The molecules are able to overcome the intermolecular force of attraction and escape into the space above the liquid. That is, liquid turned to the gases. And this process of conversion of liquid into its gaseous state at a particular temperature on heating is called the boiling or vaporization. And as I told, it takes place at a particular temperature, and that temperature is known as the boiling point. Then, other than the boiling, there is one more phenomena occur in the nature where the liquid will be turning into the gases below the boiling point, below its boiling point, and this is known as the evaporation. Evaporation is a very natural process where the liquid from the water bodies or the liquids, it will turn into the gases, particularly because of the sun's heat. The water in the water bodies will turn into the gaseous state. So how this is happening? Here just understand that the some molecules in the liquid have the high kinetic energy, and particularly these molecules will be the upper surface, it will be there. And as there is from the upper surface of the molecules, they don't have the intermolecular force of attraction from the all the surrounding. Only molecules which are there lower, it will be having the intermolecular force of attraction with them. So the upper surface, the molecules of the liquid, the water, can able to overcome this force of attraction because of the high kinetic energy, and that time these molecules will escape into the air in the form of the vapors, right? And this is called evaporation. Evaporation takes place at all temperature below the boiling point. Let me understand the difference between the evaporation and boiling. Evaporation takes place at all temperature below the boiling point of the substance. And the boiling takes place at a certain temperature called boiling point. For evaporation, no heating is needed, but for boiling, heating the liquid up to its boiling point is needed. Evaporation is a very slow process. Very few molecules getting escape into the atmosphere. But in the case of the boiling, it is a very fast process, and when the liquid start boiling, lot of vapors of that liquid will be escaped at a time. Next is the condensation. Condensation, when the gas is cool, its molecules lose energy, due to which they slow down, and the intermolecular force between the molecule increases, due to which the intermolecular spaces between the molecule decreases. As a result, at a certain point, a temperature, gases turns into its liquid state. And this process of conversion of vapor or gas into its liquid state at a particular temperature on cooling is called the condensation. And the temperature at which condensation takes place, it is called the condensation point. Again, I want to tell you, boiling point and the condensation point is the one and the same. Boiling point of the liquid or the water is 100 degrees Celsius, and the condensation point of the water vapor into its liquid is again the 100 degrees Celsius. You can see here, because of the condensation, the mist, that is water vapors, you can able to see the deposition of small droplets of the water on the leaves of the plants. You can see morning, and then again you are seeing here the window panel. Okay, particularly in the winters, early morning you can see it become the foggy and lot of water droplets you see on the window panel. This is again because of the condensation. Next is the sublimation. Now when we talk about the sublimation, uh, most of the solids, when we heat them, it will turn to the liquid, and when we continue to heating that liquid, it will turn to the gases. But another few solids are there. When we heat there, instead of converting into the liquid, they directly converted into the uh, its gaseous form. And this is because of this, in this solids, the force of attractions are uh, force of attraction is not so high, and it will escape on the heating. It will escape into the what you can say, the surface molecule, the escape into the atmosphere as a gaseous state. Yeah. So there are the few substances are there which are sublimate, that is they directly convert into the gaseous state on the heating, and we call that substances as a sublimate. And some of the example of the sublimate is iodine, solid carbon dioxide, which is also known as a dry ice, which is used in the theaters and the movies and all thing to give that smoke coming out from the way. And then ammonium chloride, camphor, uh, benzoic acid, naphthalene. These are some of the example of the sublimate. You might have seen most of the time we keep the naphthalene tablets into the home, particularly in the cupboard and all thing, to protect the clothes and all from the moths. And we observe that the nice fragrance will be spread into the cupboard, that naphthalene fragrance, but nowhere we see that solid turn to the liquid, but slowly the size of the solid is decreasing, that naphthalene ball size is decreasing, and nice fragrance, that is the gases will be formed, it is there in the cupboard, but we nowhere see the liquid because the naphthalene is a sublimate. Yes, you can see now here. Uh, yeah, in short, I'm just showing here the ice, that is a solid. When we heat it, it will turn to the water on melting. And then water, when you are heating it, it turn to the steam. But naturally also the water is changing into this water vapor by the process called evaporation. Steam, when we are cooling, it will condense and form to the water. Water, when we are cooling, again it solidifies and turn to the ice. Yes, again you are seeing here the same thing. Solid on melting turn to liquid, liquid on the vaporization turn to the gas, gas on condensation turn to the liquid, and liquid on the cooling turn to the freezing. It will undergoes the freezing and forms the solid. The few solids directly on heating turn to the gases and called the sublimation, and these gases, some gases on cooling directly turn to the solid. This is called the deposition. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe my channel.